जॉब म्हणल्यार कशें गव्हर्मेंट जॉब म्हणल्यार कशें आमी फाटल्यान पडटात आनी एक टायम असो येता की जितले लोक बसता आतां हे एग्जामीक जवळ जवळ 25,000 लोक बशिल्ले म्हण म्हायती आसा एक्झॅक्ट फिगर खबर ना जाल्यार जेन्ना गव्हर्मेंटाक एप्लाय करता तेन्ना प्रत्येकाक आशा आसता की आपल्याक हो जॉब मेळचो म्हणून आनी मोठ्या आशेन लोक ते इंटरव्यू अटेंड करता आनी फ्रस्ट्रेटेड जाता की तांकां मेळुना म्हणून जॉब. आता जॉब कित्याक मेळना हाजेर जर आमी उलयतले जाल्यार आज म्हजे कडेन तुमकां दाखोवपाक क्लियर कट RTI डॉक्युमेंट्स आसा शोईंग द टोटल मेलिफाईड इंटेंशन न्ही हांव म्हणटा टोटल फ्रॉडुलंट वे अ स्कॅम ऑफ एप्रोक्सिमेटली 100 crores. तुमकां हांव हे डॉक्युमेंटरी एविडन्स दाखयता. मेन इम्पॉर्टंट म्हणल्यार प्रत्येकाक दिसता की आपल्याक गव्हर्मेंट जॉब मेळचो पण हे लोकांनी इतले सेटिंग केल्ले आसता खास करून आमचे मिनिस्टर जे हे ब्युरोक्रेट्स जे आसात जे आमी तांकां चमचे म्हणटात जितले हायर पोस्ट हाय पयशे हे जे ब्युरोक्रेट्स आसा ते मिनिस्टर तांकां कसो यूज करता आनी इतले पर्यंत ते वतात की आज आमचे कडेन गव्हर्मेंटा कडेन विजिलन्स डिपार्टमेंट म्हणून आसा. जर कोणें जर मिसबिहेव केलो ऑर कोणें फ्रॉड केलो जाल्यार ताका एक विजिलन्स डिपार्टमेंट आसा ते विजिलन्स डिपार्टमेंटाकूय कशें हायजॅक केलां हें हांव तुमकां आयचे प्रेस कॉन्फरन्स दाखयता. मुख्य म्हणल्यार दुख्खाची गोष्ट की हांवें खूब चीफ मिनिस्टराक मेळपाचो प्रयत्न केलो. चीफ मिनिस्टर म्हणटा की कोणें कंप्लेन केली जाल्यार आपूण सदैव हजर आसतलो ताणें कितले ऑनलायन युक्ती केल्या कितें केलां म्हाका जाल्यार तो मेळुना. वायट एक्सपिरियन्स आयलें ताजे ओएसडीन म्हजो फोन कार्ड बसून केलो. So was he expecting me to come all the way from Margao to take his appointment or ask him what exactly is regarding? कित्याक काय म्हणलें जाल्यार चीफ मिनिस्टरची सिग्नेचर आसा लास्टाक की हे टोटल स्कॅम ताणें क्लीन चीट दिल्या. सो आतां आमी पळोवया हें प्रकरण चालू जालें 2018-19 जेन्ना युनायटेड गोवन्स फाउंडेशन म्हणटा त्या एनजीओन डॉक्टर आशिश कामत हाणें कंप्लेन फायल केली विजिलन्स डिपार्टमेंटान for violation of directions of Honorable Prime Minister, Honorable Supreme Court and Honorable then Chief Secretary Mr. Dharmendra Sharma by PCE, Principal Chief Engineer Mr. Uttam Parsekar regarding fraudulent recruitment of approximately 100 candidates of 12 categories of Grade C and Grade D post. आता ही डायरेक्शन्स पीएमची आणि देन सीएमची कशी वायोलेट केली. I have got all the exhibits. There are 8 exhibits which I am going to show it to you. Unfortunately, screen चलना, so हांव तुमकां ते दाखयता. First, on 15th of August 2015, Honorable Prime Minister on Independence Day made a statement, a speech saying that to discontinue holding of interviews from 1/1/2016. Please note this. This is very important. To discontinue holding of interviews 1/1/2016 to curb corruption, which was circulated by Department of Personnel, Goa government on 8/1/2016. This is the office memorandum by Department of Personnel. He says in its OM, Honorable Prime Minister in his address to the nation delivered on 15th August 2015 on the occasion of Independence Day announced that the government should discontinue holding interviews for recruitment of such junior level posts and other interviews as it will help in curbing corruption. Last paragraph stated by Yatindra Maralkar, Additional Secretary for Personnel. Now with the approval of competent authority, all HODs, heads of offices, corporations, autonomous bodies are hereby directed to dispense with the process of interview for all Group C and Group D posts with effect from 1/1/2016. This is for strict compliance and necessary action. This is exhibit number 1. Let us go to exhibit number 2, wherein then Chief Secretary Mr. Dharmendra Sharma stated in his view of the above direction of Prime Minister to discontinue holding of interviews. Then Chief Secretary Mr. Dharmendra Sharma directed not to process additional posts as it will be an attempt to evade national policy imperative of Prime Minister of no interview principle. This is exhibit number 2, wherein Dharmendra Sharma on 8/1/2016 at 112C Goa circular was circulated and decision was to evade the national policy imperative of Honorable Prime Minister. And conclusion and submissions was also given categorically by Mr. Dharmendra Sharma. Number of posts including work assistant, meter reader, watchman, workman, work attendant, shift in charge, program and attendant. Recommended number of approval strictly as per numbers advertised. This is very important. Number advertised were 35, 47, 14, 8, 88. A number of posts to be processed afresh and as per circular 8/1/2016 were 50, 35, 55, 48, 8 असेल ते 48 झाले, 8 असेल ते 59 झाले. Remarks: merit list to be redrawn in compliance of instruction for scheduled track OBC. A. Dharmendra Sharma, exhibit number 2 on. आता let us go to see the directions of Supreme Court and High Court in detail, which shows in exhibit number 3. Dated 16/11/2012, Honorable Supreme Court and High Court says not to select candidates more than the vacancies advertised and not to fill vacancies from wait-listed candidates. This is very important, as it will be violation of Article 14 and 16 of 1 of Constitution of India and will be nullity and unenforceable in law. This is the circular, exhibit number 3. Referring to various court rulings laid down by the apex court and the high court in the country, the law department has opined that any appointment made beyond the number of vacancies advertised is without jurisdiction, being violation of Article 14 and 16 of 1 of Constitution of India, thus a nullity and enforceable in law. Next, waiting list cannot be used as reservoir to fill up the vacancies which come into existence after issuance of advertisement. The unexhausted select waiting list becomes meaningless and cannot be pressed in service anymore. This is what, again, last paragraph added by it is enjoined upon HOD offices to observe the above instruction in letter and spirit, failing which it would amount to violation of court rulings, thereby attracting disciplinary action. Stated by Yatindra Madharkar, Additional Secretary Personnel. Now, Vigilance Department, after carrying out investigation, this is very important, after carrying out investigation into 4 categories, out of complaints of 12 categories, there were 12 categories, 4 were investigated, submitted report to then Chief Secretary Mr. Parimal Roy, who was Chief Vigilance Officer in the state. Vigilance Department in the report confirmed violation of Prime Minister's and Supreme Court / High Court and then CS Dharmendra Sharma is as under. Violations of direction of PM, Supreme Court and CS proved vigilance report as under. Refer to exhibit number 4. Report of Vigilance Department, page 23N and 28N of the notings confirms several other fraudulent malpractices, including selection of candidates by holding interviews, violating direction of Prime Minister to discontinue interviews, selecting candidates more than post advertised, and from waiting list approvals, violating direction of Supreme Court and Honorable High Court. This is exhibit number 4, where now you can see work assistant, junior stenographers, draftsman grade 3, and number of posts here. For example, work assistant 35, and appointed 112. Next, junior stenographer 14, appointed 30. Draftsman 14, appointed 8. And meter readers, posts were 47 and appointed were 74. So, this was total flaw in the state. The advertisement was published for filling of 35 posts. I will read out. Advertisement was filled for filling 35 posts, work assistant in grade C, work charge establishment, but put filled by the department 112. So like this, all those posts which I can give you the copies, if I take it all, it will take time. So all such things, whatever the flaws were there, were discussed in exhibit number 4. Important part, the appointment orders were issued to waiting list candidates on non-existence and non-advertised posts, as waiting list cannot be used as reservoir to fill vacancies which comes into existence after issuance of advertisement, as Honorable Supreme Court judgment waiting list prepared in the examination conducted does not furnish a source of recruitment. Now, other strict applicability of Circular 8116 2016 was not added. This is a report to a post which were notified after initial advertisement were issued should have been rolled over a fresh processing, but department ramped up the post to be recruited as an afterthought, and the decision can be perceived as an attempt to evade national policy imperative of Honorable Prime Minister of no interview principle with result. Now, all these junior stenographer, there was another statement made by in this, but the department went ahead and issued offers of appointment violating directions of Honorable Prime Minister and Chief Secretary. Incoordinate delay caused filling of posts, resulted in carrying out selection process. Now, what is important here is process of interview of 72 candidates carried out on 17/10/2016 on the same day DSC meeting was held. All these things which are already there obtained by us in under RTI, which will be forwarded to you. You can go through it because there is lot of things. Whatever is important, I am just noting it down. The important is departmental selection committee have violated the entire selection process. This is the conclusion. Violated the entire selection process of filling of above said post, thereby committing procedural lapses which tantamounts to be gross misconduct on the part of DSC members as well as Principal Chief Engineer Mr. Uttam Parsekar. Now, next exhibit 5. Then Chief Secretary, please listen to this, very important. Then Chief Secretary CBO Parimal Roy approved the report of Vigilance. Approved the report of Vigilance Department, including violations of the direction of PM, Supreme Court, High Court, and then CS. Overlooking violations of direction of Prime Minister, Supreme Court, and then Chief Secretary mentioned in Vigilance report, then Chief Secretary Mr. Parimal Roy raised observation whether all government approvals has been considered while examining the case, and substantiate allegations as perusal of the file appeared on the contrary, and seek detailed report from the PWD. As per the above observations, CS, the Vigilance Department requested PWD to submit the government the detailed report. Now, Exhibit 6, the detailed report was submitted. Now, we'll go on 53 and 56 and it is clearly stated that after examination, the report is as under. After examination, the report was as under. There was no mention of code criteria selection candidates in the advertisement. The reserved, unreserved categories were not mentioned in the advertisement for filling of posts. The candidates for reserved categories were recommended by DSC in the absence of specially nominated members of OBC. Appointment orders were issued to waiting list candidates on non-existent and non-advertised posts as waiting list cannot be used as reservoir to fill vacancies which comes in existence after issuance of the advertisement. Strict applicability of Circular 8/1/2016 was not added to a post which were notified after initial advertisement. The direction given by Chief Secretary to process additional posts afresh as per Circular 8/1/2016 was not adhered to. Incoordinate delay caused in filling of posts resulted in carrying out selection process on that post. The process of interview of 72 candidates was carried out on 17/10/2016. On the same day, DSC meeting was held and 16 candidates for the post of stenographer were recommended for the selection. There were no recordings of the finding of the candidate interviewed by 3-member TSC committee and only concentrated marks of interview. मोदी म्हणल्यार इंटरव्यूच्या मार्क्स आसा पण तांचे पेपर ना. This was exhibit number 5. Sorry, 6. And submissions we are coming to almost to an end. It is to be submitted prima facie there were lapses committed in the process of recruitment above post, but justification furnished by Department of PWD wherein urgency is narrated therein and approval of Honorable Minister for PWD do not sound good. This is very important. Honorable PWD Minister was none other than Sudhin Davekar, and it is clearly stated in the report that Honorable Minister of PWD do not sound good. Now, I am not a politician, neither I belong to any political party. This is a fact which is obtained under Right to Information Act, which I am placing it before you. The department had ample scope to adhere by instructions of the Chief Secretary to close the recruitment process on as is very basis to the post which were advertised with interview as a component, and same could not have been re-advertised, could have been re-advertised as a fresh post, but it was not done so. So now, one very funny part I would say, this is, I really don't know to say whether this is, I should call it as a minister after being uneducated makes this mistake, or he makes this mistake or on behalf of someone who teaches him to make this mistake. Now, I will tell you exactly the date where Mr. Pavaskar, Deepak Pavaskar, then PWD Minister, makes a note. Very important thing. Any elected representative or a minister has got no right to control Vigilance Department. He makes a note on entire Vigilance report which proves that entire job scandal is proved, accepted by Parimal Roy. He takes a U-turn thereafter. That also I will tell you where he takes a U-turn. There were a lot of rumors that money exchange was taken place. Now Mr. Minister, PWD Minister, Mr. Deepak Pavaskar passes a note. The note of Director of Vigilance placed at 33 and 56C. It appears that there were no malevolent intentions of the Public Works Department and all posts have been filled with due approval of the government. Hence, we may recommend to close the matter. म्हणजे आजपर्यंत जो पळय कितें विजिलन्स रिपोर्ट जो पळय करून पळय वर्सान वर्स पेड्ड्यार केली, एकाच्यान गव्हर्नमेंट म्हणटा की आमी अशें करतले तशें करतले, अशें एक्शन घेतले तशें एक्शन घेतले, आणि हे सगळी फकाणां विजिलन्स डिपार्टमेंटाची. एक म्हणजे विजिलन्स डिपार्टमेंट बंद करचें गव्हर्नमेंटान, ना जाल्यार असली फकाणां चलोवची न्ही, हे हांकां सगळ्यांक भितर घालपाचें, अशी म्हजो डिमांड आसा. कित्याक हे करून करून जर कांय ताचेर फायदो जावचो ना जाल्यार देर इज नो पॉयंट इन टॉकिंग एंड वेस्टिंग एवरीबडीज टायम. आतां हातूंत भितर कितें जालो की हो दीपक पावसकर हो नोट पास करता, आणि जो पळय आज पर्यंत जो पळय एक्सरसाइज जो पळय जाला विजिलन्स डिपार्टमेंटचो तो नलिफाय करता. आता very important, once then Chief Secretary, who was CVO, Chief Vigilance Officer, Mr. Parimal Roy, after getting this report, he takes a U-turn Exactly after 5 days of the report, he prepared that the Vigilance Department and these, that, blah, 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 blah. He takes a U-turn and says he had approved Vigilance report on 17/9/2020. That government approvals do not sound good. Surprisingly, by taking a complete U-turn within 5 days, that is 22/9/2020, same Chief Secretary approved to close the matter, including violations of directions of Prime Minister, including the violations of Honorable Supreme Court, including the violations of Honorable High Court, and including the violations of then Chief Secretary Mr. Dharmen Sharma, confirmed, which were confirmed in Vigilance report. If Tajay, now I demand that entire benefits, retirement benefits, has to be freeze of this Parimal Roy. There were rumors, Goa is a small state, there were rumors that so many crores were given to him. I don't know whether it is true or false. But if it is false, then he would have not made this. This, we are not saying anything. It is proved in RTI documents which are procured by us, and then it is something called, I would say, after taking this U-turn, he never bothered to, U-turn घेतात न्ही तूं, सारकें कर, PWD पैरावाइज कमेंट मार, PWD पैरावाइज कमेंट मारनासतना तूं U-turn घेता. कित्याक घेता, कशें घेता, ताजेर इन्क्वायरी जावपाक जाय. So I demand, very important, categorically I demand, very important thing which I forgot to tell you before asking for demand. I met this Chief Secretary who is at present occupying in his office, Mr. Goel. When I entered there, you must have been noticed, before you could enter, you have to give a specification as to why you want to enter into his office. Then I had said, like, Uttam Parsekar, that fraud case, I want to discuss with you. He stood up and he told me, I said, what action are you taking against this person? He stood up and he is telling me, मेरे को क्यों फंसा रहे हो यार? I don't know anything about this. I have to study, give me in writing. I told him, sir, even your peon knows about this. This is not a small case. This is a huge, big scam started in 2018 and till today, white discharge, no action has been initiated against Mr. Uttam Parsekar. So, I demand suspension of Mr. Uttam Parsekar within 48 hours by this Chief Secretary, charge sheet him, freeze all the documents, freeze all the retiring benefits of Mr. Parimal Roy, sack Power Minister who was also the Minister of PWD, and immediately, being he is an IS officer, transfer this matter to CBI, so that let us go to the deep roots as to why and what made these people to nullify the Vigilance report. That's it. Now I would like to show, I had gone to meet Mr. Nilesh Kabra that day, and what he has got to say here, I have just tried to take his small comments. Sir, this is regarding Uttam Parsekar, principal chief, who has violated Supreme Court order and then he will now. What do you want to say now? About vigilance, which is given by Vigilance Department against this that report, government has not taken any action. So, what do you want to say on this? See, somebody has violated your balance structure. Of course, action has been taken. I will tell the secretary and maybe he will find out the conclusion and action immediately. Not, I will tell this is what I think about and inquiry conclusion should be taken. So the question now arises that we
he gets what overall countries. Not only individual, the questions are not logical conclusions come and inquiry report whatever has been taking place. I will ask this teacher to do it and be very also. If there is no positive result, I doctor.
Sir, what I am saying is, Prime Minister is editing the speech on 15th August 2015 and directed all the states to discontinue voting of leaders from 1/1/2016 to cover in spite of this was going.
Suppose it is valid
Action with punishment. Do you agree?
not really valid to the one who is not using the entire country people is something wrong. When there was also I requested to take it to the officer to do whatever
So basically, regarding income factor, basically, who has violated Supreme Court order and then Okay, question असले विचार It's very simple. See, there were 1,000 posts total. आणि आज जी पळय रेट चलता मार्केटान गव्हर्मेंट जॉबाची which may vary from तूं जितले व्हडलो पोस्ट सोदता तितले चड पयशे which may vary from 5 lakhs to 40 lakhs. So I have considered 10 lakhs as the base figure into 1,000 posts comes to 100 crores. Yeah, this is total 12 categories and 4 out of 7 12 categories grade C and grade D post. Yes, out of 7 4 categories were investigated and thereafter it was stopped and these 4 categories also given a clean sheet ki fokana mar samji. Yes, it is accepted. I have got all the proofs. I am giving you all the document proofs. Accepted and within 5 days he took a U-turn. After that, Deepak Pavaskar made a statement. Now my question to you is very good thing you have raised. My question to you is, even Chief Minister has signed. You mean to say Chief here? Is the Chief Minister signing this document, giving a clean sheet? You mean to say Chief Minister has not seen the? Is he trusting a minister who is 8th pass, Mr. Deepak Pavaskar, or is he making a mockery of the government and mockery of the people who are interviewed and expecting a job? No, that is what. No, they interviewed so much so question papers are not there, marks are obtained in the computer. This type of things were there, which I have all discussed. If you go through all these documents, which I will give you right now, these people carried on. PM फक्त बेचारच उरलो ताणी. पीएमान स्पीच करून जातकीर ताणी इंटरव्यू घेऊन मेकळे जाले आणि सो मच सो चीफ सेक्रेटरी धर्मेंद्र शर्मा सांगले ते सगळे कॅन्सल कर आणि परत ऍडव्हर्टाइज कर तेही वायलेट करून मुखार घाल ताणी. ताजे उपरांत जालें ना न्ही 2018 ही कंप्लेन जाल्या 2018-2019 न्ही ऍडव्हर्टाइजमेंट ऑफ द पोस्ट एक्झॅक्टली डेट जाय तुमकां न्ही पळय ऍडव्हर्टाइज पयलीं आशिल्ली अशी धरया हांव तुमकां पळोवन सांगता गिवींग एन आन्सर समज ऍडव्हर्टाइज पयलीं आशिल्ली इंटरव्यू जावन आशिल्लो इंटरव्यू जालो आफ्टर दीस कोण आमचो प्रायम मिनिस्टरान स्टेटमेंट करतकीर म्हणून तर वायलेशन एक्सेप्ट केले न्ही विजिलन्स डिपार्टमेंटान तिनूय वायलेशन एक्सेप्ट केल्या प्रायम मिनिस्टराचे स्पीचीच्यान नॅशनल पॉलिसी इवेड केली म्हणून केला मागीर तुगेले सुप्रीम कोर्टाची चड जाचे परस कॅपेसिटी परस चड पोस्ट केले आनी वेटिंग लिस्टावर घेतले म्हणून एक्सेप्ट केला आनी चीफ सेक्रेटरीन सगळो रिपोर्ट घाला की बाबा हे सगळे नलिफाय करते तेही वायलेट करता न्ही See what I am saying, I am forwarding you all these RTI documents. You can go through it. If there is nothing, one word from here to here, I want an action from Chief Secretary. If he fails, I will go to the Commissioner in Delhi. If he fails, I have told him that because he was totally in a rude way to tell me, "मुझे क्यों फंसा रहे हो?" What do you mean by that? If I come to ask, I am an investigation reporter. If I come to ask about something which is related to a big fraud, does this become something? इसीलिए मैं आप लोगों को entertain नहीं करता हूँ आसानी से. This is also he said. Let him check his CCTV footage. Central Vigilance Commissioner will do. 48 hours I am giving them to suspend him, and suspension will not work. He has to be charge sheeted. And even then Mr. Raiturkar and Deepak Paskar has to be totally investigated by CBI. CBI inquiry, why CBI inquiry cannot be done? He is an IAS officer. He can ask for CBI inquiry. If he feels that his post is coming to danger or something like that, he can ask for CBI inquiry. He cannot say, आता बरं आहे, वॉमेटर गव्हर्नरापासून झाला कंप्लेनंट Mr. Ashish Kamath. Yesterday, unfortunately, this is not working. He has given this to governor. Governor परत धाडला चीफ सेक्रेटरी. हे कितें? म्हणल्यार एक काम करा तुम्ही विजिलन्स डिपार्टमेंटाक काडून उडया. तुम्ही तांच्या हातून भितर इंटरफियर जातात आनी तुम्ही तातूंत भितर संजीव देसाय ताका बरोबर आयला. संजीव देसाय he was forced to give this statement to take a U-turn. की अजून काय ना म्हणून इन वन ऑफ द हे किती म्हणतात ते विजिलन्स रिपोर्ट I waited for quite a long period of time that something will come out. Let us not pressurize the government machinery. पण एक जाता जितले दीस वता तितले आनी मुखार वता, जितले दीस वता तितले आनी मुखार वता. सो अल्टिमेटली विचारपाचो प्रश्न इतलोच की हाजेर कितें एक्शन जाता चीफ सेक्रेटरी, नाजाल्यार आय विल टेक हिम फॉर ग्रांटेड. चीफ सेक्रेटरी करचो पडना, ताणें ताजें डिसिजन तें. ही इज द चीफ विजिलन्स ऑफिसर ऑल्सो. He is not a chief secretary. Because of that he has to be taken for म्हणून he is an officer. He has to deal with it. बरें, हांव ताका आउट ऑफ द ब्लू कांय करूंक शकना. जो विजिलन्स डिपार्टमेंटान रिपोर्ट केला तो खंयच्या इलेक्टेड रिप्रेझेंटेटिव्हाक किंवा खंयच्या मिनिस्टराक नलिफाय करपाक रायट आसा जाल्यार विजिलन्स डिपार्टमेंटान कित्याक तें? विजिलन्स डिपार्टमेंटाची गरज ना. तांकां टायमपास करून सगळे लोकांक आमकां दोळ्यां उदक लावन कितें फायदो? Raiturkar is सामको इन्वॉल्व भितर. It all happens when he was the PWD minister. हाँ, CBI inquiry करनी नी. Chief Secretary can take action नी. Chief Secretary can take immediate action उत्तम पार्सेकर. Immediate आणि black and white proof आसा. आणि कितें जाय रे तुका? Black and white proof दिला आनी कितें जाय तुका? ताका सस्पेंड केलं म्हणून जायना. चार्जशीट करपाक ताका. नाजाल्यार दुसरो आनी एकटो पार्सेकार तयार जातलो तो तेच करतलो. अरे तो सुटलो मरे म्हणटलो. कितें जावपा आसा? कांय जावपाना तें. हांव मिनिस्टर कट धरता. इतल्यो खबरी ह्यो. डिपार्टमेंट धरून फायदो नाही. सीएमान सायन कशी मारली? जर सीएम इन्वॉल्व ना न्ही, सीएमान ताबडतोब तुमचे मिडियाचे मिडियाक म्हणजे सोडून दी, मिडियाक रिस्पेक्ट दिवन ताबडतोब उत्तम पार्सेकराक चॅक करून सांगपाचो चीफ सेक्रेटरीक आणि CBI कडेन दिवपाचें तो इनवॉल्व ना जाल्यार बाबा आपण पळयनासतना सायन मारली अशें तो म्हणटा जाल्यार he should have thought 10 times because person who put that note was 8th fail minister का 8th pass I don't know पण 8वी म्हणून म्हाका याद आसा हे सामकें